Hi, I'm Lindsay and welcome to our doTERRA Essential Oils webinar. I am a mum of 3 and was a math and science teacher before I had children. I also have a first class honours degree in human biology and sports science, so I love looking at the science and how well grounded doTERRA is in their research and evidence. So my husband and I are doTERRA Diamond leaders, and we've been doing this for about 4 years, and this is now how we support our family, and we absolutely love that we're able to make a living by sharing and teaching other people to use doTERRA essential oils. So why do you need doTERRA essential oils in your home? Here are a few things, a few facts and a few stats that might give you a little idea of what the impact of some of our now lifestyle is having. So this is not about scaremongering. I'm not here to scare you into making these choices at all. But what I do want to highlight is that there is a reality here that we need to take a look at as well. Now, the one particularly that I want to draw attention to is the antibiotics resistance. Now, we know that this is something that is quite alarming, and that this is becoming more and more of an issue. And what I want to share with you is that there is another way, and there is something else that we can do where there is no issue with antibiotic resistance. So there are options available, and that's what I really would like to share with you today. So just to briefly give you a little context. So we had our daughter about 5 years ago, and when I had her, my pelvis was quite badly damaged, and the ligaments that hold your pubic bone together here were partially torn. What this meant was that everything was very unstable, and I wasn't able to walk very well, much less look after my children or hold a household. So you can imagine that this had quite a detrimental effect on our family relationships and on everything else around us. So we tried everything. I was under consultant care. I tried steroid injections. We tried osteopathic care. I ate raw. We tried pretty much everything and anything that anyone suggested, and we weren't really making a lot of progress, and to the point where I was then suffering from depression. I was prescribed antidepressants, but was very grateful to not have to take them by using some of the essential oils that I'm going to share with you today. And I was really grateful to have the oils in our lives, and then further down the line, the real blessing was that they were able to get us out of that situation. Now, at that point, we were now using a wheelchair to be able to go to the park, or go to shops, or go to anywhere where we needed to walk for more than 10 minutes, which is pretty much everywhere when you have a toddler and a 4-year-old. And that was our reality, and it was a really, really difficult one. And I am so grateful that we chose to make that small decision to let essential oils into our lives so that we could come out of that place, that kind of grey area, that grey version of myself, and really get back to being who I really am. And it was by using doTERRA essential oils and their supplements that I was able to do that. And this is absolutely true for me. It was the smallest decision that changed our lives forever. And that's what I want to share, these choices, and make these available to more and more people, because I think it's really important. So if we look at the modern approach to our health, it's often designed to manage our symptoms. So we go to the doctor, they ask us what our symptoms are, and then usually we get given or prescribed something that will manage those symptoms and allow us to continue to live our lives. Now, these are made from isolated synthetic agents. So they are created, they are synthetics, and we know that they have side effects. Some of them are known, some of them are unknown, but we know they have side effects. We also know that they often, or very rarely actually, do actually get rid of the root cause of the problem. And so the needs of the body remain. Now, this is costing us a huge amount of money in our economy. It's $6.5 trillion a year are spent on global healthcare. I mean, that's a huge amount of money. And are we actually healthier? Apparently not. Based on some of the stats that I shared at the beginning, that would not be the case. What we do know is that the natural approach is focusing on the root cause. So we're no longer focusing on the symptoms. While we can manage some of them, we are very much looking at what the body's needs are and how we can actually meet that root cause so that the symptoms will go away. And that was certainly my experience with my pelvis, is that once my pelvis was sorted and I could walk and go on the trampoline with my children, I didn't need antidepressants because I wasn't depressed anymore. And this was absolutely the same pattern as we've seen over and over again. So the natural approach is looking at extracts from plants as medicine. They enhance our physical and emotional well-being and health, and they are safe and have no side effects. And that is the absolute most important part to this, is that they are able to meet our body's needs and that they are produced by nature. So what I want to share with you today is 3 things. What are essential oils? How do you use them? And how you can get them into your home. So an essential oil is an aromatic compound that's extracted from the petals, the leaves, the stem, the bark, the roots. No matter what part of the plant it is, they are aromatic compounds, and they are the immune system of the plant, and they serve a real purpose for the plant. So they might support the plant to be able to get rid of a fungal infection or a bacteria that is taken over the plant, or a tear to the stem, and it's helping to actually heal that damage. These are incredible qualities. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could use them for ourselves? This is the good news, is actually we really can use these plant extracts as medicine for ourselves, and they have so many health benefits. So doTERRA, what makes doTERRA so special? doTERRA is absolutely safe and 100% pure. And that means that we can trust those little bottles, that they will have the same things in them over and over again. And that's why they coin it the most tested, most trusted, because they over-test all of their oils to absolutely ensure to all of us as users that they have nothing that should not be in that bottle. So if we look at most of the essential oils on the market are synthetic, which means that they have been created, not extracted. They will have no therapeutic qualities and much less any medicinal properties, and can actually cause quite a lot of damage because they are chemicals ultimately. They can also be cut with other chemicals or mixed with synthetics, and that this will really stop them from being very beneficial for us. Then you have your food grade essential oils, which actually a lot of people are consuming and ingesting without even knowing it, because it's just added as a flavouring. Then you have your therapeutic essential oils, which will be used in massages, maybe in a spa, make you feel really relaxed. And then you have your medicinal essential oils, which is the CPTG standard set by doTERRA that allows us to trust the quality of these essential oils. So they are harvested, these plants are harvested from their natural habitat where they would grow at their best, so that we really can get the best quality essential oils in the world. Now, you don't have to just trust that doTERRA are doing these chemical reports. You can actually go and find them for yourself. So on the bottom of every bottle, there's a batch number. And doTERRA test every single batch of essential oil, not just spot testing. Every batch has a chemical report. And so we can have a look and see on this website called Source to You, you can find that chemical report and find that information, which is amazing. And they're really doing their best to be as transparent as possible so that we can really trust them. You can also see that we source these essential oils all over the world, and that allows us to have the best and most potent essential oils. When I talk about the best essential oils in the world, I mean 2 things, purity and potency. And if we have one without the other, it really doesn't work. So we need to have purity, meaning no synthetics, no contaminants, and no adulteration, nothing that was not there in the plant in the first place. That's purity. Potency means that we are starting with the best plant that we could. And that means that that plant has been grown, harvested, distilled, and maintained in the best conditions that it can. And doTERRA have put a lot of research into finding out what that optimum time frame is for each plant, and also partnering with very experienced distillers and growers that have generations of experience of growing some of these plants. So they really are working very hard to provide us with the best essential oils. And through their co-impact sourcing, they're really able to partner with those local growers to have an impact on their lives as well, but also to continue to source in a sustainable way these essential oils that we love so much. So that's the first thing, that they are 100% natural and they are totally pure. The second thing is that these essential oils are absolutely effective. So if you've ever been to the doctor and you've been told it's a bacterial infection or it's bacterial tonsillitis, then you might be given antibiotics and that will totally get rid of it. So the bacteria lives on the outside of the cell, and so water-soluble antibiotics will be very successful in killing that bacteria, and it will neutralize it. It does that job very well. It will kill all of the bacteria, the good and the bad, but it will do that job. Now, if you go to the doctor and it's actually viral, the doctor will tell you it's viral, you just have to go home, get some rest, let it run its course, drink lots of water, and it will pass. This is because the virus is on the inside of the cell. So you have that oily cell membrane around your cell that the virus is able to go into and infect that cell. And then it will just duplicate and infect more and more cells until you're just feeling really rough and your immune system is really struggling to catch up. So with essential oils, they are oils, and that oily cell membrane is lipophilic. So it allows those oils to pass through that oily cell membrane, and then before you know it, that essential oil has isolated the virus. It can no longer duplicate, and you've just stopped it in its tracks. That's amazing to be able to do that. So it can reduce your symptomatic period to nothing, or to maybe a few days instead of a few weeks, and that's quite incredible. The other part to that is that we know that they contain hundreds of different compounds, so that they have a very complex and versatile ability to really combat the threats without building up any resistance. So we know that antibiotics can viruses can build up a resistance to antibiotics. That cannot happen with essential oils because they are far too complex. Nature is so much better made than what we can create. And so that is absolutely really powerful to be able to have that. The third thing about these essential oils is that they are very affordable, very cost effective. So if you think of what is needed to be able to resolve an issue for you, it's usually 1 or 2 drops at a time of the oil that you're using. So if you develop a headache, for example, and you might use a drop of peppermint and put it on your finger and then rub it across your forehead or on the back of your neck. So that 1 drop of peppermint costs you 7 pence and you've just cleared your headache. That's quite incredible, hey? And that's really not costing you a lot. Then you might use a drop of oregano and melaleuca combined. Together they are the most powerful natural antibiotic. A drop of oregano and melaleuca would cost you 8 and 6 pence respectively. So if we were to have something, say tonsillitis, and we applied those 2 oils on the soles of our children's feet, for example, 8 times in the day, that would cost us £1.12. Now, I would pay £1.12 time and time again if that meant that I could get rid of tonsillitis in a day and not have to then deal with all the consequences that come afterwards, whether it's time off work or just time where your child is not feeling very well, or even more yourself if you're not feeling well. So it's not a lot of money to be able to deal with some of these issues, and it's so effective. You can see in the price per drop that lemon, for example, that we can use to freshen the air, 4 pence per drop. And usually you are using 1 drop at a time. And you can see the potency has a big impact on this. So 1 drop of peppermint is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. That's quite amazing. So one of the things I love to do with peppermint is to put a drop in my hands. And then I'm going to rub my hands together. And take some deep breaths and close my eyes so that it doesn't make my eyes water, not because I hug trees. But this is the potency of this 1 drop of peppermint is quite incredible. I can feel my eyelids lifting, I can feel my mental clarity improving, and that's equivalent to those 28 cups of peppermint tea, and it's costing me 7 pence. So pretty cool in terms of sort of affordability. Now, how do you actually use these oils? Let's look at how to use them. So the first way is aromatically. So aromatic use is by breathing. So using yourself as a human diffuser or using a water diffuser. So what these diffusers do is that they will allow the oils to be diffused in the air without heating them. So you're getting all of the therapeutic qualities of these oils without heating them up. So that what this is good for is opening up your airways, improving your mood, boosting your immune system, and affecting everyone in the room. This was actually Daniel's first favourite way of using them, because you could just pop them in the diffuser and forget about them, and you were benefiting from their therapeutic qualities. So that's one of the ways. The other thing with using this, now when I first started using oils, I really underestimated how much we could use them for mood and for emotional benefits. And actually, this is a very real way of using chemistry to affect our emotions. So behind your nose or between your eyes, you have your olfactory nerve. So when you smell something, within a few seconds, that signal is passed to your brain. And that is a very real chemical reaction where you're changing the chemistry in your brain and in your limbic system. And this is where your emotions are processed. So you are able to massively lift your mood by using something like wild orange. And that is quite amazing. Nothing can affect your emotions quite so quickly. Now, if we look at topical application is by applying the oils directly to the skin. The benefits of being able to apply them directly to the skin is that you can be really targeted as to where you're putting them. So when you come to things like pain and inflammation, it makes sense to put it, if I have a pain in my elbow or in my shoulder, I want to put the oil right where the pain is, and that will really impact directly. I also will want to dilute it so it stays in that area for longer. So deep blue is a fantastic one for that. You can also use application to the soles of the feet, particularly for babies and children, because this is the thickest skin in the body, and this will allow us not to have any sort of skin sensitivity. So it's a really, really easy way to be able to apply the oils to younger ones. Now, if we're using them internally, the third way to use them is internally. This is very specific to doTERRA, so please don't go and use other oils in this way, because you can do a lot of harm. So this is very specific to CPTG essential oils. Now, when I say internally, one of my favorite ways is by putting a drop of lemon in my water, and then I drink it. And it's one of my favorite ways of drinking water because it just gives it a really lovely flavor, but I also know that it's cleansing and detoxing me from the inside, and it's helping me to feel better, to have more energy, to curb my cravings. It's quite an amazing little one drop. I also know that by having my drop of essential oil rather than lemon juice, that I'm not stripping the enamel of my teeth. So using them internally is a really fantastic way to be able to target from the inside what it might be harder to affect from the outside. So we can put it under our tongue or on the roof of our mouths or in a capsule, and that's a really effective way to take essential oils for anything that is affecting you within your trunk. And that's a lovely way that we use them. The other benefit of taking them internally is that you don't necessarily have to smell of the oils that you're wanting to use. Now, the good thing about using these oils is that it is super easy, really easy. If you have your doTERRA essential oils and a good reference guide, then it really is as easy as knowing your A to Z. So if you can look up any ailment and you'll be able to find a natural solution to that problem. And with the oils that we're talking about and sharing with you today, which we're calling the Core 10, you pretty much can address most issues. One of those oils will be on that list. So how can essential oils actually help you? There's many ways that they can help you, but I really want you to focus on how can these empower you to really take control of your health. So I want you to get your pen and paper, and I want you to write down what your top health priorities are. What are 3 things that you want to feel less of? What are 3 things that you want to feel more of? What are the ailments that are bothering you that you would like to address? And then I want you to draw a line, and then on the other side, as I take you through some of these key 10 essential oils, I want you to write the ones down that would really help you in your health and well-being, and the oils that just resonate with you and that are meaningful to you or maybe to your loved ones. So let's take a look at some of these simple natural solutions. So if we start with lavender, which is one of the most versatile essential oils that we have, don't underestimate the power of lavender that has been used so commonly. So lavender is soothing for everything from skin to emotions, from cuts and grazes to burns, bites, nettle stings, everything you can imagine that's irritated. It's absolutely amazing for just calming that down. It could also really reduce anxious feelings, and is really good for as an after sun if you have some sunburn. So really, really lovely one with lavender. It's also been found to reduce people's time asking for pain relief after they've had surgery. So it's quite an incredible one, little old lavender. So then if we move on to lemon, as I mentioned, it's really, really good as a cleansing and detoxer. So if I put it in my water, which I've put this in my water, and then I'm drinking it, I know it's naturally cleansing my body without stripping my teeth, as I mentioned. So let's look at peppermint. Peppermint is a fantastic oil, again, super versatile. We use this one mainly for headaches across the forehead and on the back of the neck, but also for reducing fevers by putting a carrier oil on the spine and then 1 drop up and down the spine. The other thing it can be used for is for your digestive system. So again, you can put a drop in a glass of water and drink it, or you can also put a carrier oil on the tummy and rub it, and that will really, really help with any sorts of digestive troubles. It can also help to clear your airways. So by using it, as I did earlier, as a human diffuser, you can really clear your airways, and you can pop a drop in your mouth to just cleanse your mouth and have freshen your breath. You won't need to brush your teeth for a week. So that trio together, the lavender, lemon and peppermint, are actually a very, very powerful antihistamine, and we've used this over and over again for things like hay fever, but also allergic reactions, and that's been really, really amazing. So don't underestimate what these can do for those more serious things as well. Then we've got melaleuca, which is tea tree oil, and this can be really effective for cleansing your skin, but also dealing with things like fungal toenails or athlete's foot, or the lovely head lice and dandruff and all of those kind of disgusting things that you might want to find a natural solutions to. So they are very, very good at relieving, this oil is very good at relieving skin irritation without creating any sort of stinging sensation. So this is one that we also use for cuts and grazes as well. Very, very powerful to avoid infections. So that's the melaleuca. Now, frankincense is an incredible oil. They call it the king of all oils because it's so good at enhancing every other oil that it's combined with. Now, frankincense is one of my favorite ones because of what it did for me when things were a little bit trickier and when my pelvis was bad. That allowed me to stay out of that dark place so that I could, continue to function in some way with my family. So this is one that I would put on my finger and apply to the roof of my mouth. And this is really effective for affecting our emotions and just lifting your mood as well. This is one of the few oils that can pass the blood-brain barrier, so it's directly affecting the chemistry of your brain, and it's also fantastic for cellular health. So really helps with things like fine lines and wrinkles or scarring. Also for the birth of a baby, you can put it on the crown of the head. So it's an absolutely beautiful oil. But one of the things that's most important, as I said, is pairing it with other oils allows it to be enhancing what the other oils can do. Then we've got oregano, which is the most powerful natural antibiotic, and one that we use very little of at a time, but is so effective for getting rid of any sort of nasties that are brewing. For myself, I tend to put 1 drop in a little shot glass of water. I gargle it and swallow it, and then it will kick pretty much anything that's brewing and clear it off. For the children, I will put a carrier oil on their feet and a drop of oregano, or use it in a roller ball. And this has been amazing to clear tonsillitis and any sort of nasties that are there. It's a real powerful cleansing agent. So if you're doing a gut cleanse, it's also a really good way to just clear out any of the bad bacteria. And actually this does discriminate between good and bad bacteria, and it can just clear that bad bacteria within your gut. So really, really helpful one, and one that will last you a very long time. Now, if we look at the blends within these core 10, we have On Guard. On Guard is the immune boosting blend. This is one that we tend to diffuse a lot, particularly in those winter months, and particularly at bedtime for our children and for ourselves. So what this oil does is it has lots of antioxidant essential oils that help to just boost your immune system and help you to resist any sort of environmental threats with this oil. My son described it as a kind of force field around us, and I loved that picture. That's exactly what On Guard can do. So then we've got our Breathe or Air, which is your respiratory blend. What this can do is help open up any airways. So if you're congested or you have a cough of any kind or things like asthma, then Air can really, really help you to open up those airways and just get things flowing again. It can also just maintain that feeling of easy breathing. So if you struggle with things like panic attacks, it can really help with that emotionally as well. So it's a great one to diffuse at night or just apply to your hands and take some deep breaths in. Really good one for snoring, by the way. So that's a great little tip for using Breathe on the chest or across the nose or on the big toe to help with snoring. Then we have Zengest or Digest Zen, which is the digestive blend. So this will help with everything you can imagine within your digestive system. So from here to here, it will absolutely help with everything that can go wrong. So whether it's acid reflux or heartburn or constipation or diarrhea or cramping, bloating. This is one that I tend to use a drop in a glass of water and I drink it, and I sometimes get cramping, and it just clears it within less than 5 minutes, and it's quite incredible how quickly it works. For children, I'll tend to put a carrier oil on the tummy, put a drop on the tummy, and then massage that in. But really, really effective for anything that you can think in your digestive system. So including things like travel sickness or just an upset stomach or food poisoning. Then you've got our last blend, which is the Deep Blue blend called the Soothing blend. And this one comes as an oil and as a cream. So if you have any sort of muscle tension or aches and pains or arthritic pain or joint pain or injuries of any kind, this is absolutely wonderful at just easing that tension. So one of the things that I like to do with it is in the evening, I'll just massage it on my shoulders, and it really, really helps to just calm and just melt away that tension in my shoulders. So Deep Blue is a really, really lovely oil for that. Equally with things like lower back pain, you can really just pop that on the back and it can really help too. Now Wild Orange, I couldn't talk to you about all the other oils without mentioning Wild Orange. It's my sunny oil. It's not part of the core 10, but it's one of my favorites. And it's just a beautiful way to just lift your mood. Again, what I like to do is put a drop in my hand, rub my hands together, and just take some deep breaths. And I know this is, again, cleansing, it's boosting my immune system, but it's most importantly for me, it's lifting my mood. And when the skies are grey, it's like my sunshine in a bottle. So we live in the UK, so that happens quite a bit. And it's really lovely to have something that I can use to just uplift my mind and my body. So I mentioned a few times carrier oils. This is the carrier oil that we tend to use. It's fractionated coconut oil. And what this is liquid coconut oil at room temperature. So it allows us to make up rollables more easily. And the benefit of this oil is that it doesn't have any smell, so it doesn't affect or change the scent of the blend that you're making. And it complements the healing properties very, very well. Now, the bottom line with everything that I'm sharing with you today is that prevention is better than cure. It's much, much more effective to work preemptively rather than reactively. So this is an example of daily healthy habits using the essential oils and some of their supplements that has been absolutely amazing to be able to just give us the best start. So then all the other things that come into our day can be handled without needing to worry about whether we've had the best start in terms of nutrition and enzymes and emotional support as well. So one of the key products in this is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So this is a trio of supplements that basically gives us all of the nutrients that we need to be able to function optimally. So we have your multivitamin supplement, which is all of your normal kind of vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, your folate, your magnesium, all of those normal substances that we find in our multivitamin. But the big difference with these is that they are extracted from food, not synthesized. And so it will be very much absorbable and bioavailable. And all of these substances are absorbable and bioavailable, which is what makes them so effective. Then you've got your alpha CRS, which is your cellular vitality complex. This is essentially your cellular food. So this is all your superfoods, the things that can help you to have more energy, less inflammation. So you've got some really powerful antioxidants in there as well. Then you've got your omega and essential oil complex. What this one is your brain food. So this is allowing you to have the best mental clarity and concentration possible. Now, the benefits of this is that it has had such profound benefits for so many things like fatigue or anxiety or simply needing more energy or pain and inflammation, anything chronic that needs balancing, hormone balancing, for example, they absolutely are so confident they'll be able to feel a difference with this, is that they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you are suffering from any of those things, you have nothing to lose. Invest in your health to see how it feels. If you don't feel anything, you can just get your money back. So how do you actually get these oils into your home? There's two ways of doing that. The first way is retail, and that's by going to whoever introduced you to doTERRA or who invited you to this class. You will go to their retail website and you can order whatever you would like at retail prices. We don't really recommend it because it's not the most cost-effective way, but it is an option if you would like to. The second way is wholesale, and that's by opening up a wholesale membership. And this allows you to have 25% off all of the products, and you can access your account as and when you would like to. Now, within that option, it's kind of like a Costco membership, so it allows you to get everything at that wholesale discount. Within that option, we have things that make it a little bit easier to get started within this core 10 set of essential oils. The first one of those is called the Home Essentials Kit, and these are 10 15ml bottles which allow you to have something for most ailments that you come across. You can see the different prices on there for your area, for your currency, or please do ask us if your currency is not on there. For the US, your sales tax in your area will be added on. But doTERRA also do monthly offers, so we will let you know what this month's offer is, so that you can really get the best out of it. But you can see there's a significant saving by getting a kit. The other thing with this kit is that you also get the diffuser for free, which is great, so you can start popping your oils in and forgetting about them and benefiting from them anyway. Now, the other kit is the Family Essentials Kit. This is the same set of 10 essential oils, but in 5ml bottles. So you're getting 5ml, which is about 85 drops in the Family Essentials Kit, compared to 250 drops in the Home Essentials Kit. So in terms of comparison between the two, you're getting 3 times as much oil in the Home Essentials Kit for about twice the price. But both kits are a really, really good starting point. Now, if you have thought that this has really resonated with you, that actually I really do want to take the natural route, I want to cleanse my home of those toxins that I know I'm exposing myself to, then let's jump in with a Natural Solutions Kit. This gives you an amazing way to start right from the get-go with your essential oils, but also with your supplements and also with your cleaning products, your toothpaste, your hand wash, all of these things that are allowing you to take out toxins from your home and really start improving your health in a natural way. You also get some of the extra added benefits like the wooden box and a beautiful diffuser. and some of the other creams and things. So it's a really fantastic kit as well, and obviously the savings are even more significant with a bigger kit. Now, you are not left to your own devices. This is very much a supportive community. We have an online support community called My Oil Community, where we provide continued education and support for all of you using these oils. So we are here every step of the way with you. We always start with something called a wellness consultation, where we want to support you to really get the best out of your essential oils. This is about helping you to support your health in the best way possible. And what part of that is that we show you how to get the best out of your account, and really how to make the biggest savings as well through something called the Loyalty Rewards Program. Now, once we've helped you to look after your life, once we've helped you to support you in your health, then the question is, well, whose life would you like to change? Let's always start with you. We always want to be helping you first, because if we're not good, it's really hard for us to help anyone else. So that will be through the wellness consultation, will be our chance to really delve into what you would like to address. But then often, in a very natural way, once we have felt something for ourselves, we want to help someone else, the people we love, the people we care about. So we can support you to do that as well. We can share these oils with other people and other loved ones with you. And that's a really lovely way to be able to change others' lives. Or you want to go one step further. Actually, you want to find more people to help, and you want to build this into a business like we're doing. And it's an incredible business, and you can build a really significant income and really create an amazing impact. And this is one of my favorite things about this, is that we can have such an impact on the world around us that we really can change the world. And whether that's the lives of the growers and their communities where we're getting the oils from, or from our own community and our own circle of influence, that we really can have a huge and lasting impact. And one of the things that doTERRA, one of their mission statement is to change the world one drop, one person, one community at a time. And that is exactly what we're doing. And I absolutely love that this is what we're able to do. So it's really simple to get started. In your aftercare email, you'll receive instructions on how to place your order. So if you have already decided which kit's the best one for you, go ahead and follow the instructions in the aftercare email, and your oils will come directly to you, and then we will contact you for your wellness consultation. If you need a little bit of extra support and guidance, then we are happy to give you a 20-minute consultation to help you to get started with your doTERRA journey and answer any questions that you might have. So you can set that up via Calendly with either myself or Daniel, or the person who invited you along to this class, and we'll be happy to help you to get started. doTERRA's focus is on getting the best so we can help the most. I'm so grateful that I'm one of the people that doTERRA has helped, and I am so excited about what they can do for you and how much impact they can have for you and your loved ones. They have absolutely changed my life, and I know that they can have so much positive benefits for you too. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.